You might think that belly fat is just an aesthetic problem. But what if I told you that the fat hiding deep inside your abdomen could be sabotaging your health in ways you don't even realize? This is visceral fat, an invisible but dangerous type of fat that surrounds your organs, increasing the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. Unlike the fat you can pinch, visceral fat actively releases harmful substances that disrupt hormones, slow down metabolism, and make it nearly impossible to lose weight, no matter how hard you try. The worst part? Many people don't even know they have it. It builds up silently, influenced by the very foods we eat daily. Foods that seem harmless, but are fueling this dangerous fat storage. But here's the good news. Once you know what's causing it, you can start reversing the damage. And the first step? Identifying the worst offenders hiding in your diet, starting with a fat so harmful that it's been banned in several countries. Trans fats. Trans fats are one of the worst culprits when it comes to belly fat accumulation. These artificially created fats are made by adding hydrogen to vegetable oils, giving processed foods a longer shelf life but wreaking havoc on your health. Found in cookies, cakes, crackers, margarine, and fried foods, trans fats raise LDL cholesterol, increase inflammation, and directly contribute to visceral fat storage. They don't just sit in your body, they actively interfere with your metabolism, making it harder to lose weight and easier to gain belly fat. What makes trans fats even more dangerous is their ability to promote insulin resistance. When consumed regularly, they disrupt your body's ability to process sugar efficiently, leading to higher blood sugar levels and increased fat accumulation in the abdominal area. Studies have shown that diets high in trans fats cause more fat to be stored around the belly compared to other types of fat. This means that even if you're eating within your calorie limit, trans fats can still lead to stubborn weight gain. To protect your health and keep belly fat at bay, it's crucial to cut trans fats from your diet. Many countries have banned them, but they still lurk in processed foods under the name partially hydrogenated oils. Checking ingredient labels is key. If you see this term, it's best to avoid that product. Opt for healthier fats like olive oil, avocado, and nuts instead. But trans fats aren't the only dietary villain. There's another sneaky ingredient in your daily meals that's silently turning into belly fat, and you might be eating it every single day. Refined grains and white flour. Refined grains are a silent contributor to belly fat, hiding in everyday foods like white bread, pasta, and cereals. During processing, these grains lose fiber and essential nutrients, turning into fast-digesting sugars that cause rapid blood sugar spikes. Each spike triggers insulin release, which, over time, can lead to insulin resistance. This makes it harder for the body to burn fat and easier to store it, especially in the abdominal area. The more refined grains you eat, the more you fuel this cycle, leading to stubborn visceral fat. Another major issue with refined grains is how they affect hunger and cravings. Since they digest quickly, they cause energy crashes that make you feel hungry soon after eating. This often leads to overeating, especially craving more carbs and sugary foods, worsening the problem. Whole grains, on the other hand, digest slowly, providing a steady energy release. Foods like quinoa, brown rice, and whole wheat bread help control blood sugar and keep you full longer, preventing the constant cycle of cravings. Eliminating refined grains doesn't mean giving up on carbs altogether. It means choosing smarter alternatives, swapping white bread for whole wheat, using brown rice instead of white, or incorporating fiber-rich grains like barley can make a huge difference. These changes help regulate insulin levels, reduce belly fat, and improve overall health. But sugar isn't just hiding in refined grains. There's another type of sugar that's even worse for belly fat, and it's found in many so-called healthy foods and drinks. Excess fructose. Fructose is often mistaken as a safe sugar, but when consumed in excess, it quickly turns into belly fat. Unlike glucose, which is used for energy, fructose is processed almost entirely by the liver. When intake is too high, especially from sugary drinks and processed foods, the liver gets overwhelmed and converts it directly into fat. This fat doesn't just sit there. It builds up in the abdomen, leading to visceral fat accumulation. Over time, this process also slows metabolism, making fat burning even harder. One of the biggest culprits of excess fructose is high fructose corn syrup, commonly found in sodas, fruit juices, and packaged snacks. Studies show that high fructose intake increases liver fat, contributing to insulin resistance and fatty liver disease. Many people assume fruit juice is a healthy alternative, but even 100% fruit juice lacks fiber, allowing fructose to flood the bloodstream unchecked. This leads to rapid fat storage, especially around the belly. The worst part? Most processed foods labeled as healthy still contain hidden fructose bombs. The key to avoiding this trap is making smarter choices. Instead of drinking fruit juice, opt for whole fruits, which contain fiber that slows sugar absorption. Swap sodas for water or unsweetened tea to keep insulin levels stable. Processed foods often sneak in fructose under different names, so checking ingredient labels is crucial. Once you start cutting back, your body can reset, and fat-burning mechanisms start working properly again. But fructose isn't the only ingredient fueling belly fat. Another common drink plays an even bigger role in sabotaging weight loss efforts. Soda, regular and diet. Soda is one of the fastest ways to pack on visceral fat, whether it's regular or diet. Regular soda is loaded with sugar, causing massive blood sugar spikes that lead to insulin resistance and fat storage in the belly. But diet soda isn't any better. Artificial sweeteners trick the brain into craving more sugar, making it easier to overeat. Studies have found that people who regularly drink soda, even diet versions, tend to have larger waistlines and higher risks of metabolic disorders. The more soda you drink, the harder it becomes to shed stubborn belly fat. One of the biggest problems with soda is how it alters hunger signals. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose confuse the body, making it harder to regulate appetite. This leads to increased cravings for high-calorie foods, creating a vicious cycle of overeating and fat accumulation. Even worse, regular soda floods the bloodstream with liquid sugar, forcing the liver to store the excess as fat. Over time, this contributes to fatty liver disease and chronic inflammation, both directly linked to visceral fat. The best way to fight back? Ditch soda altogether and replace it with healthier alternatives. Sparkling water with a splash of lemon, herbal teas, or even black coffee can satisfy cravings without the metabolic damage. Hydration plays a crucial role in fat metabolism, so focusing on water intake can make a huge difference. Cutting out soda is one of the fastest ways to see results, but there's still one more common drink that silently fuels belly fat: alcohol. And the way it affects fat storage might surprise you. Excess alcohol. Alcohol might seem harmless in moderation, but excessive drinking is a direct contributor to visceral fat. Unlike other calories, alcohol is processed first by the liver, slowing down fat metabolism and leading to fat accumulation, especially around the belly. This is why heavy drinkers often develop a beer belly, even if they don't consume excessive amounts of food. Studies show that high alcohol intake is strongly linked to increased waist circumference and a higher risk of metabolic diseases. The more alcohol consumed, the more the body prioritizes breaking it down instead of burning fat. Beyond the calories, alcohol disrupts hormone balance, lowering testosterone and increasing cortisol, the stress hormone responsible for belly fat storage. This hormonal imbalance makes it harder to build muscle and easier to store fat. Additionally, alcohol weakens self-control, making people more likely to overeat, especially unhealthy, high-calorie foods. Even moderate drinkers can experience this effect, leading to gradual weight gain over time. The worst part? Many alcoholic drinks are packed with sugar, doubling the fat-storing impact on the body. The key to managing alcohol's impact is moderation and smarter choices. Sticking to lower-calorie options like dry wines, light beers, or diluted spirits can help minimize fat gain. Drinking water between alcoholic beverages slows down intake and prevents dehydration, which can also contribute to cravings. Reducing alcohol consumption, even slightly, can have noticeable effects on belly fat and overall health. But food and drink aren't the only culprits behind visceral fat. There are other hidden factors that might be sabotaging your progress without you even realizing it. Other factors contributing to visceral fat. Diet plays a huge role in visceral fat accumulation, but it's not the only factor. A sedentary lifestyle, lack of sleep, and chronic stress can all contribute to stubborn belly fat. When the body isn't moving enough, it burns fewer calories, making it easier for fat to accumulate. Worse yet, poor sleep disrupts hormones like ghrelin and leptin, increasing hunger and cravings for unhealthy foods. This combination leads to weight gain, particularly in the abdominal area, creating a cycle that's hard to break. Smoking is another hidden trigger for visceral fat. Many people assume smoking helps with weight control, but research shows that smokers tend to store more fat in the abdominal region. Nicotine affects hormone levels, increasing cortisol, the same stress hormone that encourages belly fat storage. Speaking of stress, high cortisol levels are a major driver of visceral fat. Chronic stress tells the body to hold on to fat as an energy reserve, especially around the waistline. The more stressed you are, the harder it is to lose belly fat, even if your diet is on point. The good news? These factors can be controlled with simple, intentional changes. Prioritizing quality sleep, staying active, and practicing stress-reducing activities like meditation or yoga can significantly reduce cortisol levels. Cutting back on smoking and replacing bad habits with healthier alternatives can also make a difference. Belly fat isn't just about what you eat, it's about how you live. Now that you know what's causing belly fat, what will you do about it? Keep fueling the problem or start making better choices. Small changes, cutting soda, choosing whole foods, managing stress, can transform your body and health. The question is, will you start today? Take that first step, and in a few months, you'll thank yourself. And for more life-changing tips, subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next.